What is going on YouTube? Smashing Pumpkin here, coming at you guys with another edition of Fun Deck Friday. So for this week's edition, I'm following the suggestion of Super Samurai 210. He said to make a deck revolving around Clear World, maybe in the future. But today I'm going to be focusing on Last Warrior from Another Planet. I think that this is conceptually one of the most powerful cards in the game. It's just not quite the most viable, but I think it does create its own little mini game where your opponent has to destroy the last warrior in order to try and win the game. But what exactly is Last Warrior from Another Planet? So let's hop right in. Last Warrior from Another Planet is an Earth Fusion level 7 that requires Zembira the Dark and Mariokutai. When it's special summoned, you destroy all monsters on your side of the field except this card. As long as this card remains face up on the field, neither player can normal summon, flip summon, or special summon any monsters. Now, since we're in a format where people are maining 3 Book of Eclipse in their Necros decks, as well as Dark Holes and Raigekis, this card does become a little bit easier to get rid of, particularly with the Book of Eclipse, which is a lot harder to get around. But I still think that this is really like a conceptually very fun deck, because we're playing with a very powerful card that doesn't see a whole lot of play. So, with that being said, let's hop right into the deck profile. So to kick things off, we play the Fusion Materials Mariokutai and Zembira the Dark. Neither of them are very good, but they are necessary for the deck to function. We're opting to play 2 Zembira here because we play the 3 Rhoda as well as the 3 Fusion Reserve. So getting to this guy isn't that hard, but getting to Mariokutai is a little bit trickier because you can only search it through Fusion Reserve. So there's that. But also to speed up the deck, we play 3 Card Car. If you fail to get your fusion on the first turn, you can try and draw and then try and chain draw and hopefully get there. And then we play 1 King of the Swamp. This card puts in double duty because if you don't have your fusion gate online, you can just activate Polymerization and then go from there. Or if you already have fusion gate, you can fuse with it and one of your other fusion materials and you can make some the Last Warrior. So very good card. 3 reinforcements to the army. This will help you get to your Zembira. Oh my goodness, I forgot to talk about Zero Gardener. Yeah, did I? No, I don't know. Anyway, this card's really cool. It just helps you get to your next turn. So there's that. And it's also searchable through Rhoda, which also searches out Zembira, obviously. And your win condition for your deck, well, one of them is Wave Motion Cannon. If your opponent's not summoning, then they aren't really being very active. All they can do is really set monsters to stop you from poking for game with Last Warrior. So this will help you in like attrition-based games. Essentially, you put this card on the board and you wait 8 turns and then you win the game. It's simple as that. And then we play 2 Fusion Gate and 2 Terraforming and 1 day apiece. And the 1 Polymerization that you can search off of King of the Swamp. And we play 1 Iron Core Kokimeru. Now this seems like super weird, and I'm not going to blame you, like this card is like not that good. But if your opponent gets rid of both of your Wave Motion Cannons, and you're probably further into your deck than them, you're going to just deck out and you can't win the game. So this gives you a win condition that is not doing anything. So if your opponent has no outs and you have no win conditions anymore, you can just draw until you have 6 or 7 cards in your hand. I think you need 7 cards in your hand. One of them being the Iron Core, and then just like during your end phase, you just keep on discarding the Iron Core, skipping your draw phase, and you can just win like that by not doing anything. So that's a thing that can happen. 3 Fusion Reserve. This is really helpful to get to your fusion monsters, and also gets back Polymerization like super late game, so that you can make another Last Warrior if that needs to happen. 3 Reckless Greed. Super important, helps with your like chain drawing stuff. which are your accumulate fortunes, your 2 legacy, and your 1 jar greed. You need like a couple of these. Fortunately, these are chainable, and so are your reckless greeds, and then you can just like hopefully have one of these guys, and then your accumulated fortune. And then to help with your lockdown, you play Safe Zone, you put that on your last warrior from another planet, and they can't interact with it anymore. And to protect it a little bit further, we play Imperial Custom, so that they can't just out the Safe Zone, I guess. And then we play 2 Dark Bribe to protect your Imperial Custom, or your last warrior from another planet if you don't have your Safe Zone online yet. So that is the deck, guys. It's kind of short to explain. Just sit on get out last warrior from another planet as quickly as possible, then try and back it up with Safe Zone, Dark Bribes, and Imperial Custom, and then just plop down a Wave Motion Cannon and try and win. So that is the deck. It's not really the most interesting concept because it just is very linear in what it can do, but it is playing with a card that a lot of people want to play with, and I think this is a very viable way to try and do what you want to do. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll be signing out for now. Bye!